FSA collapses, owing millions. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because, well, we've got another contractor collapsing, guys. The construction apocalypse is continuing. Now, before we look at this, I'm going to remind everyone, and I know I will be a broken record for the regulars of the channel, but we need to remind people need to realize the mess that we're having in construction. Part of it is due to the government intervention in the economy and government's continued desire to use housing as a mechanism to stimulate the economy. If you overheat a sector, there's consequences, and the consequences are destroyed businesses, lost homes, lost opportunities. Okay? And think about it. If the government's causing all this damage in this one sector, manipulating and juicing the market, what would it be doing in others? This is why I advocate for smaller government, though Aussies don't seem to like that. But remember, the RBA's cash rate's a joke, and now people who are shocked, they're shocked the RBA is actually raising the rates, sometimes some facing nearly 7% fixed-rate mortgages. Guys, that's the world we're in now. So all the boomers who are going, I remember 13%, I remember 17% rates. Shit, I hope not. I don't want to experience that as an adult. You've got home builder completely overheating the housing market, guys. You've got government guaranteed loans of 5 and 2%. You've got the first homeowner grants, 88 grand. Now you've got the whole shared equity rubbish. You've got super withdrawals and negative gearing overheating the sector. Fun and games. Maybe if we had a culture where Australians didn't put everything into housing, incentivize starting businesses. But can you blame people? Running a business in Australia is such a pain in the ass. You've got to deal with all the rules, regulations, red tape, all the politics, all the left-leaning thinking in our business world. Buy a house, make more money. Anyway, Australian construction contractor FSA Services Group collapses, owing $10.6 million. More than 100 employees have been impacted, with the 27-year-old company hit by the crisis in the construction industry. This is written by Sarah Sharples for news.com.au. So hang on, let's center this up. Beautiful, there we go. So an Australian company involved in the construction sector has collapsed, owing $10.6 million and impacting more than 100 jobs. The 27-year-old company, called Fire Services Australia Group, worked across multiple construction projects, offering services such as electrical and mechanical installations and fire protection, and had offices in New South Wales, Queensland, WA, and ACT. This is bad. You don't want people doing your fire systems going under. Who's going to be there to take the blame if it doesn't work? Its demise has left 123 staff across Australia without jobs, including a number of tradies, after it went into involuntary administration last Wednesday, with Joshua Taylor from New South Wales-based firm Taylor's Insolvency appointed as administrator. Now, here's the thing we see. Is there any way we can invest on the stock market in administrators? Is there like the administrator ETF? Let me know in the chat if this exists. If not, lads, we need to build it. Mr. Taylor said there were 264 creditors identified so far who are owed $10.6 million, which included employees. And, of course, everyone's favorite, the ATO. Now, they're going to be a regular one appearing, guys. Remember, a lot of these businesses could trade while insolvent a while ago, and the ATO wasn't chasing debts. Now they want their money. Now they want their bloody money. We've got to pay for, story time at the library and all this other bullshit the government loves wasting money on. Maybe instead of just hoovering up money and destroying businesses, we should reduce the burden that we place on our businesses and the citizens of this country. That's just an idea, guys. Think about something you get from the government that you could happily do without, that you would like cut. I can name a few. But that's the Australia we live in, guys. Other contractors and suppliers who made up a big part of the claims. He said predominantly 60% of the group's revenue came from Queensland, with the business impacted by the floods earlier this year. Generally speaking, it was COVID and the floods that hit them really hard because they can't work when it's raining and when it's flooded, he told news.com.au. Oh, boy. I swear I've dealt with them before or seen them before. The shareholders of SFA did go through cost savings and tried to keep the business operating by injecting more cash. The profitless boom is pretty accurate. They were winning lots of clients but weren't making a lot of money out of their contracts, and cost of deliverables were higher than what was coming in, he added. And we are seeing that throughout a lot of other companies. Insolvency is finally starting to wake up again. After having a very sleepy last few years, it started turning about 4 months ago. There you go. There you go. Mr. Taylor said he was looking for a buyer to take on the company. So a number of staff have shared the sad news of the company collapse on LinkedIn. A sad day for all of us at FSA last Wednesday was a day not too many saw coming, wrote a Queensland project supervisor who had been with the company for a year. FSA doors closed for business. Of all the companies I've worked for, this one really felt like home. From the people on the ground to the office staff, everyone had time for one another. Another spoke about the risks he had taken to take up a role with the company just over 18 months ago. Having taken the risk, moved to another state and undertaken the next step in my career, experiencing a lot, learnt plenty, found a great bunch of people to join the team. It has come to an abrupt end, wrote one man who worked as a state manager in the New South Wales office. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought I would go through this process. However, what it highlights is what this industry can do for others. The outreach of many with their thoughts of concern, coupled with how fast offers of employment went out to my technicians, helping relieve many of my concerns. Oh, well, yeah, there'll be people wanting to poach the shit out of the employees in a company, particularly in fire. Fire engineers, just a license to print money, guys. It's just a bloody license to print money. It is. Why did I do architecture? I should have become an engineer. You know? Maybe that's the advice to your kids. And an electrician who had started with the company just 11 months ago wrote that being made redundant was something he never imagined experiencing in his career, and the business closing its door was a sad day. The company website said it worked across a number of key sectors, including health and aged care, education, entertainment, government, defence, and justice and financial institutions. It offered a number of services, including installing, repairing, and maintaining electrical systems, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, safety audits, and a 24-hour breakdown service. Its website added that FSA was established in 1995 and had serviced over 4,500 sites daily across Australia with 677 individual clients. The construction industry crisis. Well, there you go. I mean, this is... You've got Waterford Homes. You've got Condev. You've got ProBuild, Ontando, Home Innovation, Pivotal, Solido. I've got another article about another builder that's just gone under as well. I did one before, a modular home builder collapsing. You know, the list is just going on. I need to map these guys. But, I mean, it's not really going to be any surprising. It's going to be around the whole country. It's going to be around the whole country. Let's have a talk about it. The construction apocalypse is continuing, guys. And insolvencies are ramping up. We're starting to see a normalization of insolvencies. I'll go through the numbers and we'll discuss that in a later video. We'll have a look at exactly how many, if we reach the median, guys, because we drop below it. And here's the thing. Sometimes businesses go under, but this is really messy because the whole market has been overheated. You've got the environmental factors with the rain and the flooding. You've got supply issues. You've got COVID and the lockdowns. It's just been a bloody mess. So I don't know what to say, guys. Just make sure you've got a diversity of income sources. Thoroughly check your builders and your subbies to make sure they're solvent. I mean, do as much as you can. It's just going to be tough times. Anyway, lads, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content, there's a few ways you can help out. You can financially support us by joining us on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode. It'll probably be about another builder collapsing at the moment. It's one of the days, guys. Take care, everyone.